take it off if you don't like it there.
Or I can do what Eric did. Okay, you're on now, so. What? Stop talking about that. Talk about what? What happened, Eric?
Tell him. He wants to know. Alright, what is up, everybody? Happy SPA Day.
You got it. You know what would be even better? Right at the end is when
Can you bring over some decoys?
Huh?
Tell him to bring over some decoys.
Bring decoys.
Tell him again. He gets annoyed when you tell him 5 times. I know, it's just funny.
Eric, I decided I'll give you till the next game to score because we might have a bigger audience than if the girls want to go. Huh? Who do we play next? We did 91. Oh, okay.
So we are going to team random first, guys. So I'm going to do the randoms real quick. Can you crack that case, Eric, and get out an inner, please? All right, 3 times starting with all the names. 1, 2, 3. Teams. 1, 2, 3. Papa Giorgio has Tampa, Mark Pittsburgh, X Mitsui LA, Eric Florida, Go Leafs Go Vancouver, John B Calgary, Trader K Ottawa, Iser B Great Minnesota, Jordy Washington, Mason Carolina, Dave Buffalo, Orest Islanders, Alan San Jose, Stewie Winnipeg, RDB Rangers, Orv Montreal, Sniper Colorado, Toda B Detroit, DMAC New Jersey, Johnny Hockey Boston, Sean Richard Anaheim, Bo Sox Vegas, Slick Rick St. Louis, Leafsman Toronto, Orv Philly, Blaze Nashville, Mason Chicago, Fustigate Arizona, Mark Columbus, No Defense Edmonton, and Bucks Dallas. 2 minutes for trading, ladies and gentlemen. I will post those in the thread. And if you're wondering, we are going to do, so 17461 is the one I just did the randoms for. We will follow it up with early bird team select number 1, which is 17458, followed by team random 17504 and 505. And then we got 2 more team selects for you guys to fill, so I'll post those in the thread. We have loose packs in store, yes sir. Happy Smallmas to you, Mr. Golden. I'm really sorry, guys, that Eric is helping out today. I know you all hate it when he's here. But unfortunately, we gotta do what we gotta do. We only have so many options. Eric, apologize to the people for being here.
You're welcome, everybody.
I'm just gonna write this down real quick. Why aren't you gone? I'm not just talking to you, Eric.
Okay.
I'm also talking to this group break that is still on the current group breaks page. So you're done. Then after you were 17458. Then after you is 17504 and 17505. And then we got 59 and 60. So there's 6 early birds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. All right. I see no trading. They should be 35s, yes, sir. But if you check our checklist, you thickness is always listed on the checklist as well. All right, let's rock and roll. SBA times 8. Team randoms are done. Starting off CNC Group Break 17461, we have an 8-box case of 2021 Upper Deck SBA. I'm so used to 21, 22 now. Bloop. 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 Oh, I love SBA. All right, boys and girls, we have a Spectrum for Arizona, Future Watch Spectrum of Victor Soderstrom. We have a Future Watch Auto, number to 999 for the Edmonton Oilers of Tyler Benson. That one is not early bird, Brett. That one will go at 7 o'clock. We do the early birds now and the later ones later. Sign of the times for Pittsburgh, Jake Gunsel. Red base for Montreal of Jonathan Drouin. Oh, my hands are cold. I got the cold hands. Future Watch no, you're not a Future Watch, you're just a retro. Mark Scheifele for Winnipeg. I was like, you're not a rookie. We have a celebrated moments for Toronto of Austin Matthews. Is it not authentic moments anymore, or are there both? I guess I'll answer that question shortly. Celebrated moments of Kirill Kaprizov for Minnesota. I guess I'll get you guys a nice, good look at those two. Ooh, the pack's open like butter. Retro for the Islanders of Matthew Barzal. Leaders for Carolina of Jordan Stahl. True leaders. Red base of Rasmus Dahlin for Buffalo. Retro of Panarin for the Rangers. And a Future Icons, number to 199 of Mantha and Bertuzzi for the Red Wings. Yeah, on release nights, when we go early, there will always be specific ones labeled for early bird. Spectrum of Patrick Kane for Chicago. Leaders for Florida of Barkov. Retro for Tampa of Kucherov. Celebrated moments of Vancouver, Quinn Hughes. Red base for Pittsburgh of Malkin. Retro for Pittsburgh of Gunsel. And a leaders for Calgary of Giordano. Oh God. I thought Jeff was coming. Retro for Calgary of Sean Monahan. Team leaders for Boston of Patrice Bergeron, our true leaders. Celebrated moments for Tampa of Braden Point. Red base for Nashville of Roman Josi. Retro for Chicago of Patrick Kane. Leaders for San Jose of Brent Burns. Spectrum for Vancouver of DiPietro. Future Watch Auto, number to 999 for New Jersey of Ty Smith. Sign of the times for Montreal of Nick Suzuki. Red base for Dallas of Heiskanen. Retro for Chicago of Strome. Celebrated moments for Colorado of Bowen Byram. Celebrated moments for Washington of Obi. Retro for Tampa of Steven Stamkos. What are you? Top performers for Toronto of Mitchie Marnes. Red base of Kopitar for LA, and a sign of the times update from 1920, Ryan Ellis for Nashville. Retro of Aho for Carolina, and a non-auto feature wash, number to 999 for Tampa of Cal Foot. And we have a Spectrum for the Islanders of Matthew Barzal. Matthew Barzal. Is my screen blurry? It looks like it is. So let's take a look at the pack. It's just beautiful. Beautiful pack. Still looks blurry. The pack did nothing. Now let's look at a decoy. Alright, I think that helped. Spectrum of Jansen Harkins for Winnipeg. Future Watch Auto, number to 999 for the New York Islanders, Kiefer Bellows. Future Watch Auto, number to 999 for Ottawa, Josh Norris. Red base for Winnipeg of Pierre-Luc Dubois. Retro for Vegas of Shea Theodore. Celebrated moments for Edmonton of McDavid. Celebrated moments for Minnesota of Parise. Retro for Washington of Tom Wilson. Leaders for Minnesota of Suter. Red for Tampa of Braden Point. Retro for Montreal of Jonathan Drouin. Spectrum for Washington of John Carlson. Leaders for Washington of Obi. Retro for Minnesota of Parise. Celebrated moments of Stutzel for Ottawa. Red base for Ottawa of Brady Tkachuk. Retro for Philly of JVR. And top performers for Tampa of Vasilevsky. Retro for Winnipeg of Mark Scheifele. Moments for Nashville of Pekka Rinne. Red base for Tampa of Stamkos. Retro for Dallas of Klingberg. Leaders of Horvat for Vancouver. SP Performers for Edmonton, Wayne Gretzky. Moments for Dallas of John Klingberg. Retro for St. Louis of Parayko. Leaders for St. Louis, Ryan O'Reilly. Red base for Pittsburgh of Gensel. Retro of Hellebuck for Winnipeg. And for Carolina, number to 100, gold retro of Dougie Hamilton. Spectrum for Ed Money of Connor McMoney. That's a new one. See over there? I know, I'm so good. We have a Future Watch Auto Retro, which I believe is an update. Number to 399 from 1920 for the Nashville Predators, Dante Fabro. We have a base auto, limited gold auto for Buffalo, Eric Stahl. Red base for Chicago of Dylan Strome. Retro for Vegas of Max Pacioretty. Moments for LA of Toffoli. And leaders for Tampa of Stamkos. Stamkos. I feel like Eric's got the good stuff. Eric, do you have the good stuff?
I think so.
Eric's got the good stuff.
Cards are...
Alrighty, retros. We have Renee for Nashville, O'Reilly for St. Louis, Tyson Berry for Edmonton, for San Jose Hurdle, Tyler Seguin for Dallas, Josh Bailey for the New York Islanders, Rasmus Dahlin for Buffalo, Evgeny Malkin for Pittsburgh, Heiskanen for Dallas, Kopitar for LA, Roman Josi for Nashville, David Pasternak for Boston, Nico Hischier for New Jersey, Darcy Kemper for Arizona, Brock Besser for Vancouver, John Tavares for Toronto, Braden Point for Tampa, Brady Tkachuk for Ottawa, Pierre-Luc Dubois for Winnipeg. Red base, we have Shea Theodore for Vegas, JVR for Philly, Tom Wilson for Washington, John Tavares for Toronto, Alex Ovechkin for Washington. Let's see if this is easier. Dylan Larkin for Detroit, Parise for Minnesota, Panarin for the Rangers, Barzal for the Islanders, Grubauer for Colorado, Matt Murray for Ottawa. For Minnesota, we have Suter. Leaders, we have for LA, Kopitar, Buffalo, Jack Eichel, Bergeron for Boston, Kopitar for LA, Tavares for Toronto, McDavid for Edmonton, Josi for Nashville, Eichel for Buffalo, Klingberg for Dallas, Foligno for Columbus. Performers, we have Pettersson for Vancouver, Robertson for Toronto. Moments for the Rangers, Laffy, Thornton for San Jose. Laffy for the Rangers, Toffoli for LA, Parise for Minnesota, Pekka Rinne for Nashville, Stamkos for Tampa, Matthews for Toronto, Thornton for San Jose, Laffy for the Rangers, Klingberg for Dallas, and Pavelski for Dallas. All right, Spectrums. Seguin for Dallas, Tkachuk for Ottawa, Kopitar for LA. For Detroit, we have Brome, Ty Smith for New Jersey, Calfoot for Tampa Bay. We have future icons of Josi and Ellis for Nashville. Non-auto future watch of Keith Lennox for Columbus. Sign of the Times, Jakob Vrana for Washington. That is an update from 1920 is what it is. Sign of Times for Carolina of Dougie Hamilton. For Carolina again, Jordan Stahl. For Tampa Bay, Yanni Gourde. Future Watch Autos! We have Mikey Anderson for the LA Kings. It did go clear, but then I blurred it. What you doing, Smash? We have Barabanov for Toronto. We have a update. You're not an update. Are you an update? I don't think you're an update. You are an update. Guillaume Brisebois, retro update from 1920 for Vancouver. What are you? You're pretty. A black base auto for Buffalo of Victor Olofsson. That's pretty. I love the gold ink. Yeah, that's beautiful. We have a Future Watch Auto Retro, number to 999 for Colorado of Pavel Francouz. We have number to 149, Retro Future Watch Auto for the Los Angeles Kings, Arthur Kaliev. That's cool. Yeah, Eric got the good stuff. It's not fair. Ooh! We have a Retro 3-color Future Watch Auto patch number 299 for the New York Rangers, K'Andre Miller. And we finish off with a Future Watch Retro Auto patch number 299 for Toronto, Timothy Liljegren. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. SBA number 1 in the books.
I think I won.
You did win. It's really rude. You're supposed to let me win.
I can't help it if you can't win.
Wow. You're a bully.
Yep.
All right, 17,461. Crossing it off my list.
Are they all winners or?
They are. Yeah, we don't have any masters. Okay, so next up, ladies and gentlemen, is 17,458, which is early bird number 1. But it actually looks like you filled. No, you didn't. We have 4 left in one and 5 left in the other for the last 2 early bird team selects. So let's get them filled, ladies and gentlemen, so we don't have any waiting around to do. The good news is neither of them have the really expensive teams left, so it should be doable. I think it was 5 left, but I wrote 6. Silly smash. All right, 17,458, early bird number 1. Team select number 1 times 8. Here we go. Starting off CNC Group Breaks, 17,458, we have the 8-box case of 2021 SBA. We have a retro for Winnipeg of Pierre-Luc Dubois. Moments for LA of Toffoli. Moments for Edmonton of McDavid. Red base for Dallas of John Klingberg. Red base for Montreal of Brendan Gallagher. Retro for Ottawa of Tkachuk. Leaders for the Islanders of Anders Lee. Retro for New Jersey of Kyle Palmieri. Retro for Minnesota of Suter. Moments for Minnesota of Kaprizov. Red base for Vegas of Pacioretty. Performers for Dallas of Heiskanen. Leaders for Buffalo of Eichel. Moments for Minnesota of Parise. Retro for Toronto of Tavares. Retro for Vegas of Alex Tuck. Red base for St. Louis of Colton Parayko. And retro for Vancouver of Quinn Hughes. We have a Future Watch Auto Retro! Number to 399 for the Islanders of Kiefer Bellows. Did I get an auto in that last box? I don't recall holding anything up like this.
I had a few weird boxes the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's upsetting. Oh, but this isn't! Future Watch Auto Black! For the Washington Capitals, Connor McMichael. Oh, it's so pretty. Anna loves them. She's so excited. It's so pretty. Oh, the gold and the black. Just beautiful. Red base for Washington of Ovi. Retro of Giordano for Calgary. Leaders for St. Louis of O'Reilly. Moments for Minnesota of Kaprizov. Retro for Winnipeg of Kyle Connor. Leaders for Ottawa of Stutzel. Retro for Detroit of Mantha. Red base for Minnesota of Suter. Retro for Carolina of Teravainen. Spectrum for the Rangers of Igor Shesterkin. Spectrum for Montreal of Jake Evans. Oh, really? Leaders for the Islanders of Lee. He's a leader. Laugh at my joke.
Make that your joke.
Red base for Toronto of Tavares. Retro for Minnesota of Zuccarello. Moments for Ed Money of McDavid. I agree. Probably my favorite cards. And Performers for Dallas of Heiskanen. Cases coming along, folks. Let's get them filled. Retro for Vancouver of Brock Besser. Moments for Washington of Obi. Red base for Colorado of McKinnon. Retro for Arizona of Darcy Kemper. Leaders for Florida Barkov. Moments for Vancouver of Hughes. Future Watch Auto Update! Number to 999 from 1920 for the New York Islanders, Otto Koivula. Oh my gosh, another one of these! A black base auto for Dallas, Joe Pavelski. Perfect. Red base for New Jersey of Jack Hughes. Eric, I pulled 2 black autos. How many have you pulled? Retro for Nashville, Pecker and I win.
Don't worry about it.
I win. Celebrated Moments of Kaprizov for Minnesota. Leaders for Carolina of Stahl. Retro for New Jersey of Heischer. Leaders of Giordano for Calgary. Red base for Carolina of Jordan Stahl. Retro of Ryan O'Reilly for St. Louis. And a non-auto future watch, number to 999 for Detroit of Matthias Brome. Spectrum for Philadelphia of Carter Hart. Ow, I hit my elbow. And Spectrum for Dallas, Jason Robertson. Retro for Tampa Bay, Victor Hedman. Leaders for Edmonton of McDavid. Red base for Colorado of Makar. Retro for San Jose of Martin Jones. Moments for Minnesota of Kaprizov. SP Performers for St. Louis of Hull. It's not important. It's not important. Excuse me. Future Watch Auto, number to 999 for St. Louis of Joel Hoffer. Sign of the Times for Vancouver, Brock Besser. This looks like a retro Sign of the Times. Red base for Dallas of Joe Pavelski. Retro for Anaheim of Ryan Getzlaf. Leaders for Toronto of Tavares. Moments for Ottawa of Stützle. Moments for Edmonton of McDavid. Red base for Florida of Yandel. Retro of John Carlson for Washington. And a non-auto future watch, number to 999 for St. Louis of Nico Mikkola. Spectrum for Buffalo of Jack Eichel. Spectrum for the Rangers of Miller. And retro of Mitchie Marnes for Toronto. Okay. I've got to read off on Rinke stuff. All right, retros. We have Monahan for Calgary, Scheifele for Winnipeg, Stamkos for Tampa, Kane for Chicago, Zibanejad for the Rangers, Shesterkin for the Rangers, Schmaltz for Arizona, Kubalik for Chicago, Shen for St. Louis, for Winnipeg, Kyle Connor, Zuccarello for Minnesota, Horvat for Vancouver, for Carolina, Teuvo Teravainen, for Colorado, McKinnon, Marchand for Boston, Brent Burns for San Jose, Jack Eichel for Buffalo, Jack Hughes for New Jersey, and Jordan Stahl for Carolina. Moments is a pretty short rotation, so I'm just going to read them off. Parise for Minnesota, Rene for Nashville, Stamkos for Tampa, Hughes for Vancouver, Ovi for Washington, Byram for Colorado, Toffoli for LA, Pavelski for Dallas, Thornton for San Jose, and John Klingberg for Dallas. We got a few more retros that Enrique added. Tyler Seguin for Dallas. By a few, I mean one.
Just one.
Red base for Boston, Brad Marchand. Hopkins for Edmonton. Nick Suzuki for Montreal. Matthew Tkachuk for Calgary. Seth Jones for Columbus. Carey Price for Montreal. For Edmonton, Connor McDavid. Barkov for Florida. Konechny for Philly. Martin Jones for San Jose. Hedman for Tampa. Dougie Hamilton for Carolina. Leaders, we have Suter for Minnesota. Yossi for Nashville. Tavares for Toronto. McDavid for Edmonton. Barkov for Florida. Performers, we have Toronto, Mitchie Martins, another leader. San Jose of Brent Burns. Pietrangelo for Vegas. Performer for Edmonton of Gretzky. Leader for Vancouver of Horvat. Stamkos for Tampa. Klingberg for Dallas. Performer of Pettersson for Vancouver. Leader for St. Louis of Ryan O'Reilly. Anders Lee for the Islanders. Spectrums, Rask for Boston. Hellebuck for Winnipeg. Suzuki for Montreal. Dahlin for Buffalo. Dylan Coughlin for Vegas, and for San Jose, John Leonard. All right, we have some autographs. This is an update, limited base auto for Detroit of Anthony Mantha. This is a limited auto basic auto from this year of Mark Stone for the Vegas Golden Knights. Sign of the Times, numbered to 25 for Carolina of Teuvo Teravainen. We have a non-auto Future Watch for Edmonton of Stuart Skinner. Future Watch Auto Retro for the New Jersey Devils, numbered to 399 of Ty Smith. And also for New Jersey, Ty Smith, you get two. You get two Ty Smiths for New Jersey. We have a Future Watch Auto, number to 999 for the Colorado Avalanche, Bowen Byram. Ryan McLeod, number to 999 for Ed Money. Number to 999 for San Jose, we have John Leonard. Oh, I see something cool. I don't know who it is, but I like these cards. That is so cool. Young Guns Acetate. For the Buffalo Sabres, Jonas Johansson. God, I love Young Guns Acetates. They're so pretty. They are so pretty. When I said black autos are my favorite cards, these might be my favorite cards. And we finish off with a Future Watch Auto patch number 2/100 for Vegas, Peyton Krebs. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Enrique, I don't think I need you for the next two.
What are they?
They're 4 boxers. So if you want to take these ones over, clear out my desk. Blah! 17458 is done. 17458, EV number 1, 17458. Perfect. All right. So we got the 2 4-boxers filled up and ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to rock those out. It looks like one of the early birds is down to 1 left now. So it's after these 2 4-boxers that we need those ones filled. So let's work on getting those done. You have 1 left in 17460 and 4 left in 17459. What did you do to my sweater?
Pulled the loose thread off.
Oh my god, you broke it.
Yeah.
So rude. Alright, so let me get some randoms going here. Alright, here we go. 3 times starting with all the names. 1, 2, 3. teams. 1, 2, 3. Alright, Mason has Washington, SW Islanders, AKH Vegas, Monster San Jose, Bry Nashville, Steve-O St. Louis, Mason Anaheim, PYD Edmonton, Leafs fan Rangers, Tom Columbus Winnipeg, Mason Detroit, Habfan Vancouver, Mario Philly, Lone One Calgary, Mason Montreal, Rackman Dallas, Steve-O Pittsburgh, David New Jersey, Mason Toronto, Land Chicago, Sean Tampa, Webo2 Boston, Habfan Ottawa, Bo Sox Florida, Luke Duke LA, Captain Trotsky Colorado, Mason Arizona, Richard Minnesota, Jetster Buffalo, Sean Mack Carolina. Alright guys, I will post those in the thread. Two minutes for trading. For the next case. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and before I get started on this break, I am going to go ahead and do the randoms for 17505 so that your trading period can be while I break and we can just dive right in. Alright, best of luck, guys. This is for 17505. 3 times starting with all the names. 1, 2, 3. Teams. 1, 2, 3. Alright, Hockey Fan 0810 is Minnesota, Jetster Edmonton, Tinman LA, Johnny Hockey Buffalo, Rang Philly, Mason Detroit, Ensack Anaheim, Willie Florida, Masked Man Colorado, Tom Ottawa, Sean Toronto, Mason Calgary Rangers, Tom Vegas, Brad New Jersey, Mason San Jose, Habfan Chicago, JYD Pittsburgh, Steve-O Boston, Bubo Nashville, Mason Montreal, Habfan Islanders, Len Roma Arizona, Ploder Winnipeg, Monster Dallas, David Vancouver, Wes Carolina, Mason Columbus Tampa, JYD Washington, and D-Mac St. Louis. Alrighty, I will post those in the thread, and you guys have until the end of 504 to trade. Speaking of 504, are there any trades to report? I swore it sounded like Dan just said my name. I think I'm going crazy though. Alright guys, this is 17504. Best of luck. 504 SBA times 4. Starting off CNC Group Break 17504, we have the 4-box break of 2021 SBA. Red base for Boston of David Pastrnak. Retro for Ottawa of Brady Tkachuk. Retro of Dubois for Winnipeg. Leaders for St. Louis of Ryan O'Reilly. Performers for Vancouver of Elias Pettersson. Leaders for Dallas of John Klingberg. Red base for Arizona of Darcy Kemper. Future Watch auto number to 999 for the San Jose Sharks of John Leonard. Retro for Montreal of Jonathan Drouin. Non-auto Future Watch for Edmonton of Stuart Skinner. Spectrum for St. Louis of Ryan O'Reilly. Spectrum for the Rangers of Vitaly Kravtsov. Oh my gosh. Sign of the Times! Black number to 25 for Calgary, Mark Giordano. Red base for St. Louis of Ryan O'Reilly. Evgeny Malkin, retro for Pittsburgh. Retro for Dallas of Miro Heiskanen. Celebrated moments for Dallas of Miro Jopavelski. That's a person, right? Miro Jopavelski. Leaders for the Islanders of Anders Lee. And moments for Dallas of John Klingberg. Retro for Vegas, Alex Tuck. Leaders for Philadelphia of Claude Giroux. Moments for Toronto of Austin Matthews. Retro for Toronto of Austin Matthews. Leaders for Vancouver of Bo Horvat. Leaders for Tampa Bay of Stamkos. Red base for Winnipeg of Kyle Connor. Retro for Vancouver of Quinn Hughes. Retro for New Jersey of Kyle Palmieri. Performers for Toronto of Nick Robertson. Moments for Dallas of Klingberg. Leaders for Columbus of Nick Foligno. Red base for Vancouver of Bo Horvat. Future Watch auto number to 999 for Toronto of Alexander Barabanov. Retro of Patrice Bergeron for Boston, and a retro gold for Boston of Patrice Bergeron, number 2/100. Spectrum for the Islanders of Matthew Barzal. Future Watch Spectrum for Toronto of Nick Robertson. And we have a Sign of the Times 80s update from... Not updated. Okay, not update. I'm lying. Anton Stastny for Quebec. I thought for sure that was 1920 update. Red base for Winnipeg of Connor Hellebuck. Retro for Minnesota of Zach Parise. Retro for Vegas of Shea Theodore. Leaders for Pittsburgh of Sidney Crosby. Moments for Tampa of Stamkos. Leaders for Philadelphia of Claude Giroux. Red base for Vegas of Max Pacioretty. Future Watch Auto number to 999 for Vegas, Peyton Krebs. Retro of Aho for Carolina. Non-auto Future Watch for Detroit number to 999 of Matthias Brome. Spectrum for Colorado, Cale Makar. Base Avalanche. We have a black base auto for Washington, Tom Wilson. Yes, 458 is done. Limited base auto for the Islanders of Anders Lee. Red base for Florida, Jonathan Huberdeau. Retro for the Islanders of Barzal. 458. Wasn't that a team select? If I'm not incorrect. Retro for Pittsburgh of Gensel. Moments for Ottawa of Stützle. Leaders for Columbus of Foligno. And moments for Minnesota of Parise. Red base for Buffalo, Victor Olofsson. Retro for Calgary of Sean Monahan. Retro for Winnipeg of Scheifele. Leaders for Tampa Bay of Stamkos. Moments of Pavelski for Dallas. Leaders for the Islanders of Anders Lee. Red base for Buffalo of Eric Stahl. Future Watch Auto Update Retro, number to 399 for Nashville, Dante Fabro. Retro of Pekka Rinne for Nashville. Non-auto Future Watch number to 999 for Arizona of Soderstrom. Spectrum for Carolina of Aho. Spectrum for Washington of Vanacek. We have a Sign of the Times 90s for the Toronto Maple Leafs of Felix Potvin. Felix Potvin for Toronto. Red for Florida of Yandel. Leaders for Vegas of Pietrangelo. Retro for Edmonton of Tyson Barrie. Performers for Edmonton of Gretzky. Josh Bailey for the New York Islanders Retro. And last but not least, a Moments for LA of Toffoli. There we go. And ladies and gentlemen, were there any trades to report for 17505? diamond to 505. Starting off CNC Group Break 17505, we have the 4-box break of 2021. Alright, I forgot to press record, but all I did was take off the wrapper this one. This is the 4-box Team Random CNC Group Break 17505. Red base for Pittsburgh of Jake Gensel. Leaders for Minnesota of Suter. Leaders for Nashville of Yossi. Retro for Florida of Yandel. Retro for Colorado of Makar. Moment for Tampa Bay of Stamkos. Red base for Tampa Bay of Stamkos. We have a Future Watch Auto update, number to 9 and 99 from 1920 for Pittsburgh of Sam Lafferty. Retro of Bergeron for Boston. Spectrum for Winnipeg of Hellebuck. Spectrum for Tampa of Calfoot. We've got a patchy. Future Watch Auto patch, number 2/100 for Carolina, Steven Lorentz. Steven Lorentz, patch auto for Carolina. Red for Chicago of Strome. Performers for Tampa of Vasilevsky. Retro for Philly of Carter Hart. Moments for Ottawa of Stützle. Retro for Vegas of Stone. And moments for Minnesota of Parise. Moments for Colorado of Byram. Performers for Boston of Bobby Orr. Retro for St. Louis of Braden Shen. Retro for Tampa Bay of Yanni Gord. Retro for Montreal of Suzuki. Red base for Carolina of Jordan Stahl. Retro for Chicago of Kubalik. Leaders for St. Louis of Ryan O'Reilly. Red base for San Jose of Brent Burns. Leaders for Tampa Bay of Stamkos. Celebrated moments for Vancouver of Quinn Hughes. Leaders for Vegas of Pietrangelo. Moments for Washington of Obi. 458, yes sir, already went. Future Watch Auto, number to 999 for Dallas, Ty Dellandrea. It probably ended about 15 minutes ago. So if you want to go back about 15 minutes, you'll get to the end of it. Another roughly 15 minutes or at the beginning. Retro for Vancouver of Pettersson. Red base for Buffalo of Eichel. We have a Future Watch Auto inscribed. Number to 999 for Edmonton, Ryan McLeod. And retro of David Perron for St. Louis with a gold retro, number to 100 of Sean Monahan. Good, Chris. How are you doing? I love it. Good luck to ya. Leaders for Calgary of Giordano. Retro for St. Louis of Ryan O'Reilly. Moments for the Rangers of Laffy. Red base of Shesterkin for the Rangers. Retro of Heischer for New Jersey. Ew, there's like tape on that one. Yucky. Moments of Thornton for San Jose. Andrei Vasilevsky for Tampa Bay Retro. Leaders for Boston of Bergeron. Red base for St. Louis of David Perron. Retro for Vegas of Pacioretty. Leaders for LA of Kopitar. Moments for Nashville of Rene. Spectrum for Toronto, Timothy Liljegren. Future Watch Auto, number to 999 for St. Louis, Joel Hofer. We have a base black auto for the Toronto Maple Leafs, John Tavares. Looks like it's got a pretty white corner up there, unfortunately, but beautiful. I just love these cards. Red base for Chicago of Dominic Kubalik. Retro for Winnipeg of Hellebuck. And Spectrum for the Rangers of Panarin. I completely agree. Red base for Detroit of Anthony Mantha. Retro of Dustin Brown for LA. Retro for Ottawa of Matt Murray. Moments for LA of Toffoli. Leaders for Toronto of John Tavares. Moments for Dallas of Pavelski. Red base for Montreal of Carey Price. Retro for Ottawa, Brady Tkachuk. Retro for Winnipeg of Dubois. Leaders for Washington of Ovechkin. Moments for Minnesota of Parise and for Ottawa of Stützle. Performers for Tampa Bay of Vasilevsky. Red base for Calgary of Matthew Tkachuk. We have a black base auto for the New York Islanders, Anders Lee. Retro of OV for Washington. Retro gold, number to 100 for Arizona of Darcy Kemper. Spectrum for Dallas of Tyler Seguin. Future Watch Auto Retro update from 1920 for the Toronto Maple Leafs, number to 399, Rasmus Sandin. And last, but certainly not least, is a sign of the times for Detroit, Darren Helm. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. One 7405, and by 4 I mean 505. Eric! Yeah. All done. Yeah. Crossed out, crossed out. I don't know, to be honest. But that would be a nice little surprise if it was. Perfect. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is 460. And then 459 will follow, and then we will be done for the early birds. And I'm just going to get started, and Enrique will join us when he can. Starting off CNC Group Break 17460, we have the 8-box case break of 2021 SP Authentic. Berkey, long time no see. You must be happy about the cup winners. Retro for New Jersey of Heischer. Moments for Minnesota of Parise. Leaders for Pittsburgh of Crosby. Retro for St. Louis of Ryan O'Reilly. Moments for Tampa Bay of Stamkos. Red base for Vegas of Mark Stone. Leaders for Nashville of Roman Josi. Moments for Vancouver of Hughes. Leaders for Edmonton of McDavid. Red base for Boston of Patrice Bergeron. That's awesome. So far, so good. We're waiting on the big boys. Retro for Tampa of Vasilevsky. Retro for Vegas of Pacioretty. Retro of Hellebuck for Winnipeg. Mikhail Maltsev, non-auto future watch number 999 for New Jersey. Spectrum for Detroit of Larkin. Spectrum for the Rangers of Miller. Future Watch Auto, number to 999 for Colorado, Pavel Francouz. I would think so. Limited base auto for the St. Louis Blues of Colton Parayko. And red base for Toronto of Matthews. Retro for Chicago of Patrick Kane. Moments for Dallas of Klingberg. Leaders for St. Louis of Ryan O'Reilly. Retro for Tampa of Stamkos. Pedersen Performers for Vancouver. Red base of Ryan Zingle for Carolina. Moments for Nashville of Pekka Rinne. Leaders for Vancouver of Bo Horvat. Red base for Colorado of Cale Makar. Retro of Hurdle for San Jose. Retro for Boston of Pasternak. Leaders for Philadelphia, Claude Giroux. Spectrum for Toronto of Tavares. Spectrum for Colorado of Shane Bowers. And a Sign of the Times update from 1920 for Detroit of Tyler Bertuzzi. Sign of the Times for Winnipeg of Mark Scheifele. Red base for Dallas of Pavelski. Future Watch Auto number to 999 for Edmonton, Tyler Benson. Tyler Benson does not want to focus. And a retro of Sagan for Dallas. And a retro Future Watch number to 500 for LA, Arthur Kaliev. Retro for Nashville of Roman Josi. Leaders for Florida of Barkov. Moments for Vancouver of Hughes. Retro for LA of Kopitar. Leaders for Calgary of Giordano. Red base for Toronto of Mitchie Martins. Retro of Panarin for the Rangers. Spectrum for Washington of Ovi. Spectrum for Columbus of Kibleniuk. Future Watch Auto number to 999 for the New York Islanders of Kiefer Bellows. We got a patch, a patch. Eric's jealous because he never gets the good ones. I do. I get the best cards. Future Watch Auto Patch number 2/100 for the Minnesota Wild, Kirill Kaprizov. Ooh, pretty. Kirill Kaprizov, number 2/100. Future Watch Auto Patch. That is so pretty. Beat that, Eric. Beat that. Yeah, competition. Red for Philly of Travis Konechny. Yeah, now we're talking. Retro for Philly of JVR. Moments for column of Bowen Byram. So congrats to Minnesota, and by the way, this goes for everybody, but specifically whoever has Minnesota. Check out our grading, MNT grading, on our website. It is on sale right now. Take advantage. Mitch Marner Performers. There is a 2-day grading on a great deal, so you could have that back mid to late next week. Tom Wilson, retro for Washington. Moments for Washington of Obi. And red for Tampa of Hedman. Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, I have no idea. But it's a nice patch, too. Red base for Washington of John Carlson. Retro for Pittsburgh of Malkin. Retro for Dallas of Heiskanen. Moments of Kaprizov for Minnesota. Oh, that's amazing. Leaders for Carolina of Jordan Stahl. Moments for Edmonton of McDavid. Red of Dougie Hamilton for Carolina. Retro for Minnesota of Parise. Shea Theodore retro for Vegas. Leaders for Boston of Patrice Bergeron. Moments of Braden Point for Tampa Bay. Leaders for San Jose of Brent Burns. Red for San Jose of Martin Jones. Future Watch Auto, number 999 for the LA Kings of Mikey Anderson. Retro of Jonathan Drouin for Montreal. Spectrum for Tampa of Hedman. Spectrum for Edmonton of Philip Broberg. And we have a Future Watch Auto patch number to 100 for Colorado of Pavel Francouz. Also a very nice patch. Crushing it. Eric, did you hear that I'm crushing it?
I heard.
Okay, good. That's making sure.
Mainly because you're just not talking about it.
Oh, good. Yeah, I want to make sure the point got across.
Okay.
Okay. We will do some. Oh my god. Okay, put my retro down. That's gonna be mad. I'm just kidding. Anyway, retro for the Islanders, Anders Lee, Svechnikov for Carolina, Schmaltz for Arizona, Shesterkin for the Rangers, Carroll for St. Louis, John Tavares for Toronto, Suter for Minnesota, Larkin for Detroit, Braden Point for Tampa, Darlene for Buffalo, Hopkins for Edmonton, Suzuki for Montreal, Eichel for Buffalo, Brent Burns for San Jose, McKinnon for Colorado, Klingberg for Dallas, Gallagher for Montreal, Zabinajad for the Rangers, Braden Shen for St. Louis, and Dominic Kubalik for Chicago. We have a leaders for Washington of Ovi, Jordan Stahl for Carolina, Yossi for Nashville, McDavid for Edmonton, Suter for Minnesota, Bergeron for Boston, Kopitar for LA, Suter for Minnesota, Giordano for Calgary, Barkov for Florida, Red of Hughes for Vancouver, Grubauer for Colorado, Matt Murray for Ottawa, Giordano for Calgary, Seth Jones for Columbus, Getzlaf for Anaheim, Tavares for Toronto, Larkin for Detroit, Kachuk for Ottawa, Zach Werenski for Columbus, Kyle Palmieri for New Jersey, Dustin Brown for LA. Moment, again, they're repetitive, so I'll read them off. Braden Point for Tampa, Matthews for Toronto, Lafreniere for the Rangers, Pekka Rene for Nashville, Stamkos for Tampa, Toffoli for LA, Rene for Nashville, Stamkos for Tampa, Ovi for Washington, Byron for Colorado, and Joe Thornton for San Jose. Performers for Toronto, we have Sundin, Laffy for the Rangers. Spectrums, we have Hughes for Vancouver, Connor McDavid for Edmonton, Yossi for Nashville, Crosby for Pittsburgh. Spectrum Future Watches, we have Berdine for Winnipeg, Morgan Geeky for Carolina, and non-auto Future Watch for Columbus of Kivalenieks.
You want to text Anna what you want from Subway when you done that stuff?
We have an SP Chirography auto for the Carolina Hurricanes of Martin Nikas. Sign of the Times of Nicholas Hjalmarsson for Arizona. Sign of the Times for Minnesota of Zach Parise. And Sign of the Times update from 1920 of Ryan Ellis for Nashville. Future Watch Auto Retro update number to 399 for Vancouver of Guillaume Brisebois. Future Watch Auto update number to 999 from 1920, David Gustafson for Winnipeg. Future Watch Auto number 999, Jake Evans for Montreal. Steven Lorentz for Carolina. Update Limited base auto for the New York Rangers of Henrik Lundqvist. Young Guns Acetate! Oh my god, he got two of them. For the LA Kings, Mikey Anderson. And Young Guns Acetate for the New York Rangers of Brandon Crawley. And we finish off with a limited auto materials patch auto update from 1920, number 250 for Columbus of Zach Werenski. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. All right, that was 17460. Congrats to whoever has Minnesota. And we have one more early bird case, ladies and gentlemen. 17459. All right, let's rock and roll.
Phil?
Yeah. You have to grab a case, friend. Just kidding. We're not
Still
friends.
those? Wow.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here we go.
It's just an
Oh,
invite.
yeah, we gotta wait for Eric. If I had a watch, I'd be looking at it right now, but all I have is a freckle. I have some freckles. Starting off CNC Group Break 17459, we have the 8-box case break of 2021 SP Authentic. I just threw my knife.
Where?
That's behind there. It's okay. I have this one. Just decided to start throwing knives up in here.
Sounds safe.
We have a Future Watch Auto, number to 999 for Chicago, Alec Regula. Retro for Carolina, Brian Zingle. Moments for Toronto, and by Toronto I mean Tampa, Braden Point. Red base for Philadelphia of Konechny. Spectrum for Washington of John Carlson. Spectrum for LA of Mikey Anderson. Yeah. Retro for Florida of Keith Yandel. Leaders for Buffalo of Eichel. Future Watch Auto inscribed, number to 999 for Montreal, Cameron Hillis. I feel like he missed the assignment and just put his Twitter. Don't they usually put a date?
Yeah, there's a few of them have the Twitter.
Oh, okay, never mind. I just thought he went rogue and wanted followers.
No.
Red for Edmonton of McDavid. Retro for Colorado of Makar. Moments for the Rangers of Laffy. Joe Pavelski, retro for Dallas. Moments for Vancouver, Toronto, Austin Matthews. Leaders for Boston of Bergeron. Retro of Victor Olofsson for Buffalo. Leaders for LA of Kopitar. And red base of Barkov for Florida. We have a Future Watch Auto, number to 999 for Colorado of Martin Cott. Spectrum for Tampa of Stamkos. Moments for Ottawa of Stützle. Red base for Anaheim of Getzlaff. Retro for Anaheim of Getzlaff. Spectrum for the New York Islanders of Bellows. Leaders for Minnesota of Suter. Red base for Columbus of Jones. Matthew Tkachuk, Calgary Flames retro. Moments for Tampa Bay of Stamkos. Leaders for Nashville of Yossi. Mark Giordano, retro for Calgary. Leaders for Edmonton of McDavid. Moments for LA of Toffoli. Retro for Winnipeg of Kyle Connor. Sign of the Times for Winnipeg of Josh Morrissey. Oh, I'm so sorry. Red base for Calgary of Mark Giordano, and a limited base auto from 1920 for Vegas of Mark Stone. And a retro for Minnesota of Zuccarello. Moments for Colorado of Bowen Byram. Retro for Nashville of Roman Josi. Future Watch Auto, number to 999 for Chicago, Ian Mitchell. I have not pulled the patch. We have got a limited auto materials patch update from 1920, number to 50 for Columbus of Cam Atkinson. Red base for Vancouver of Hughes. Leaders for Washington of Ovi. Spectrum for San Jose of Leonard. Retro for the Rangers of Panarin. Matthew Barzal, retro for the Islanders. Moments for San Jose of Thornton. Red base for Ottawa of Matt Murray. Spectrum for Washington, super dinged corner, unfortunately, on top left. Ovi. Performers for Toronto of Sundin. Retro of JVR for Philadelphia. Retro of Parise for Minnesota. Leaders for Carolina of Stahl. Red base for Colorado, Grubauer. I believe they're 21-22. This is 2021. And moments for Toronto of Matthews. Retro for San Jose of Martin Jones. Leaders for Calgary of Giordano. Future Watch Auto, number to 999 for Dallas, Jason Robertson. Red base for Toronto of Mitch Marner. Retro for Tampa of Hedman. Moments for LA, Minnesota of Kaprizov. Retro for Philadelphia of Travis Konechny. Moments for Washington of Ovi. Performers for Toronto of Marner. Red base for Tampa of Hedman. Retro of Barkov for Florida. Barkov leaders for Florida. Dougie Hamilton for Carolina. Spectrum for LA of Kopitar. Spectrum for Colorado of Martin Cott. Future Watch Auto number to 999 for Montreal of Alex Belzial. Moments for Vancouver of Quinn Hughes. And red base of Martin Jones for San Jose. Moments for Nashville, Renee. Byram for Colorado. Stamkos for Tampa. Stutzel for Ottawa. Kaprizov for Minnesota. Hughes for Vancouver. Pavelski ×2 for Dallas. Renee for Nashville. And Parise for Minnesota. Performers, we have for Toronto, Nick Robertson. For Vancouver, Elias Pettersson. And Gretzky for Edmonton. And Laffy for the Rangers. Alright, retros for Edmonton. We have Connor McDavid. Draisaitl for Edmonton. Matt Murray for Ottawa. Dustin Brown for LA, Ovechkin for Washington, Malkin for Pittsburgh, Kachuk for Ottawa, Hart for Philly, Stone for Vegas, Bergeron for Boston, Kyle Palmieri for New Jersey, Hughes for Vancouver, Strome for Chicago, Monahan for Calgary, Kane for Chicago, Josh Bailey for the Islanders, Sagan for Dallas, Marner for Toronto. Moments, Pavelski for Dallas. Retro, we have Teravainen for Carolina, Horvat for Vancouver. Red base, we have Mantha for Detroit, Kachuk for Calgary, Carlson for Washington, Dougie Hamilton for Carolina, Mark Stone for Vegas. Matthews for Toronto, John Gibson for Anaheim, Ryan Zingle for Carolina, Joe Pavelski for Dallas, Cale Makar for Colorado, John Tavares for Toronto, Dylan Larkin for Detroit, and Brady Kachuk for Ottawa. Leaders, we have for Toronto, John Tavares, Brent Burns for San Jose, Claude Giroux for Philly, Crosby for Pittsburgh, McDavid for Edmonton, Klingberg for Dallas, Ryan O'Reilly for St. Louis, Horvat for Vancouver, Kopitar for LA, Bergeron for Boston, Spectrum of Tavares for Toronto, Sagan for Dallas, Barzal for the Islanders, for Dallas, Ty Dellandrea, and Kiviranta. I mean, I pulled the Kaprizov, so I think automatically I win. We have future icons for San Jose of Hurdle. You can't hear Eric, but he is very much agreeing. We have a gold retro, number to 100 for Carolina of Svechnikov. And Jack Eichel for Buffalo. Black base auto for Buffalo of Victor Olofsson. Future Watch Auto Retro, number to 399, update from 1920 of Victor Olofsson for Buffalo. Sign of the Times, Tyson Barrie for Edmonton. Sign of the Times 2000s for Florida of Roberto Luongo. Future Watch Auto Retro, number to 399 of Kiefer Bellows for the Islanders. Future Watch Auto Retro, number to 399 for Dallas of Ty Dellandrea. Dylan Cousins, Future Watch Auto, number to 999 for Buffalo. Calvin Thurkoff for Columbus. And a Future Watch Auto patch, number to 99 retro for Dallas of Ty Dellandrea. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. 17459. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm not mistaken, that concludes the early birds. Yep. So, that being said, we will be back live tonight at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the rest of our SBA. There are still breaks that need a little love, guys, so check them out. get them going. And we will see you tonight at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great rest of your afternoon, guys, and we'll see you then.